Hey, it's Keto Granny, and I'm doing a meal prep today. I got company coming over, so I'm doing keto barbecue ribs and also keto meatloaf. So let's get started. Okay, first you want to always wash your ribs. Wash the meat that you're using. So I've got that washed. Now I'm getting ready to do my seasoning. And whenever I'm cooking with meat, I usually like to use gloves. Okay, we start seasoning. I'm going to put a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. And this is a steakhouse seasoning I'm going to use. Put a lot of that on there. Some gourmet burger. Some barbecue seasoning. This is all keto friendly stuff, some meat tenderizer that I'm putting on here. And I'm going to flip that and do that to the other side also. Same ingredients. Just a very little salt. And I'm going to rub all this in. Okay, I'm going to rinse my hands and I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the oven. I've got my oven going right now at 400. Okay, and I'm gonna let those start baking. So I'm gonna get ready now to start on my meatloaf. Let's get that going. And I'll be using half ground beef. The ground beef I'm using is 80-20, and then I'll be using a half turkey meat also. So let me get all that together. And I like to mix these two together ahead of time. So I'm just gonna stick my hands in there and mix that up really, really good. Okay. Okay, I'm going to measure my seasonings and everything into my meatloaf. So I have a cup of pork rinds. And actually, I'm going to add another half a cup of that to this. As you see, I'm not organized. We're going to add a little bit of steakhouse seasoning, and I'd say about a teaspoon. And usually I just put my seasonings in there. Gonna add some paprika. I have onions. And to onions, about a quarter cup of chopped onions, a quarter cup. Mushrooms, I have about a cup, so I'm gonna add that whole cup, okay? A little bit of Himalayan pink salt. Then, I've already washed my hands, so I'm gonna stick them in here and mix this all up. Let me get my eggs. To this, I'm going to add 2 eggs. Let's mix this up really. I'm going to add half a cup of tomato sauce. Add a cup of mozzarella cheese. Matter of fact, I'm gonna add the whole bag, 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. I'm mixing up this, mixing everything together. I'm going to cut up some green pepper and put it in here. Okay, mix this on up. A little bit more onions. Adding about a cup of shredded mild cheddar cheese. That's about a cup of mild cheddar cheese I'm adding. And I'm going to mix this up really good and put it in the pan. Let it get started cooking. Oh, I got one other thing to add, my green peppers. Just a moment. I'm adding about a 1/4 cup of sauteed bell peppers. I'm gonna mix all this up and put it in the dish. And this is the meatloaf. Okay, and this is what it looks like after it's mixed up. I'm going to take this and put it in my dish. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in the oven and let it start cooking. Okay, I'm going to let those 2 dishes cook for about an hour. After they're done, I'll be back. Okay, so everything is done and here's the finished product. I have my meatloaf and I have my barbecue. Here's my barbecue ribs and they taste great. And here's my meatloaf. It tastes good too. You see, I've already got some out of there. So that's Keto Granny's prep for today of the keto meatloaf and some keto barbecue ribs. Y'all have a great evening. This is Keto Granny saying keto on.